Here are your last three practice problems, numbers 4, 5, and 6. Copy these down in your notebook. You can pause the video, complete them in your notebook, and then once you're finished, unpause the video, follow along to see if you're correct. So number 4, 4a plus 6a plus 3 plus 8 equals 31. Step 1, combine like terms if necessary. I know I can combine 4a plus 6a because they both have a as their variable. So 4a plus 6a I know is 10a. And then let's look at the 3 and the 8. I know I can also combine because they're both just numbers. They're both just constants. So I know 3 plus 8 is 11, so it's positive 11, so plus 11. Bring down my equal sign, and then bring down my 31. Step 2 is to get rid of the constant by either adding or subtracting. So I know the opposite of adding 11 is subtracting 11. So I subtract 11 to both sides, and I'm left with 10a equals 20, because 31 minus 11 I know is 20. And then my last step is to multiply or divide. I know I have to divide because this is 10 times a. So the inverse of multiplying is dividing, so I'll divide both sides by my coefficient, and I get a equals 2. A quick mental math check. 10 times 2 I know is 20, plus 11 equals 31, so I know a does in fact equal 2. Let's see how you did with number 5. 3c plus 10 plus 2c minus 5 equals 40. Again, combine like terms if necessary. I know I can combine my terms that have the c as their variable, so 3c plus 2c I know is 5c. And then I see that I can also combine these constants. So it's 10 minus 5, so I want to keep in mind that there's a subtraction sign in front of this 5. That's important. So 10 minus 5 I know is positive 5, so I'm going to write it as plus 5 because it's positive 5. Keep my equal sign, keep my 40. So now I have 5c plus 5 equals 40. So now I want to get rid of the constant by either adding or subtracting. So the inverse of adding 5 is subtracting 5. So I'll subtract 5 from both sides, and I'm left with 5c equals 35, because 40 minus 5 is 35. And then my final step is to divide by my coefficient to isolate c, so I divide both sides by 5. I get c equals 7. A quick mental math check. I know that 5 times 7 is 35 plus 5 equals 40, so I know that c does in fact equal 7. And let's see how you did with the final one, practice problem number 6. 3w plus 15 minus 5 plus 2w equals 65. First I want to combine like terms if necessary. I know I can combine 3w plus 2w to give me 5w. And then I know I can also combine 15 minus 5 because those are both constants, just both plain numbers. Those are also like terms. 15 minus 5 I know is positive 10, so I'm going to write it as plus 10. Keep my equal sign, keep my 65. And then I have to either add or subtract to get rid of my constant first. So I know the opposite of adding 10 is subtracting 10. So I'll subtract 10 from both sides, and I'm left with just this 5w. So 5w equals 55, because 65 minus 10 is 55. And then my last step, in order to isolate w, I have to divide by my coefficient, which is 5. So I'm left with w equals 55 divided by 5 I know is 11. So w equals 11. Quick mental math check. 5 times 11 is 55 plus 10 equals 65. So I know w does in fact equal 11. So the final thing that you have to do is the exit ticket. It should be completed on a separate sheet of paper, and this following equation should be solved correctly for x. Remember to follow the 3 steps, combine like terms, add or subtract to get rid of the constant first, then multiply or divide by the coefficient to isolate x. So complete this exit ticket on a separate sheet of paper and turn it in to me when you're finished.